Testing one, two. All right. Okay, here we go. So, welcome back, everybody, to Cool Beans Hot Stuff. Today is Friday, which is Film Buff Friday over here on this channel, which means I get to sit and bullshit for the next 2 hours about movies, which is always pretty exciting for me. Film Buff Fridays is always my favorite day, and it seems like every Friday when I get here, I really need it. Last Friday. I forgot what was happening last Friday, but something was a bummer. And then today I missed my workout, which was a big bummer, and didn't get a nap in either. So usually I like to get a nap in before stream, so I'm a little more like energetic. Hit my microphone. A little more energetic. But today was kind of like one of those blah kind of days. Right. So I'm always excited to get in here and talk about movies, right? Take my mind off shit and just talk about something that I enjoy. So, hopefully, you guys enjoy this too. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out the channel. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. If you like this kind of film theory content, which is what we'll be talking about today, get to that in a minute. Burp. If you guys like film theory orientated comment content, then please consider subscribing and hopping over to my Twitch channel where you can actually sit and bullshit with me while I'm going over this. Because I do enjoy talking about this kind of stuff. Obviously, I wouldn't be sitting here for 2 hours talking about it if I didn't. But I, the idea behind doing a Twitch channel instead of just doing like a YouTube channel is one, I don't have the time nor do I want to put in the effort to make videos, and doing it live seemed just like a lot easier. And it also seemed a lot funner because you get to sit and talk with people. So I'm still building up a Twitch fan base or a group of people that would like to come and watch me, hang out with me while I'm talking about movies. So if that sounds like something you'd like to do, then you should definitely head over to the Twitch channel, Cool Beans Hot Stuff, and come hang out with me when we talk about movies. But in the meantime, if that's not your thing and you just prefer to listen, you like to lurk in the shadows, you're a lurker, then right on. Sounds good. We'll go ahead and jump into this. Today is a deep dive into shots. So, what are shots? Well, if you've been keeping up with the last, I've only been doing this for about 8 weeks, so I guess this makes week 7 actually. Next week will be 8 weeks of streaming. If you've been keeping up with the last 8 weeks, I decided that here and there I'm going to do probably like every other week. I'm going to jump in and do more film theory orientated stuff on Fridays. I originally wanted to do like film reviews, film critiques, things like that, and I will. I'm working my way up to it. You know, the thing is I got this thing, right? And the thing is that I feel like I if I'm going to go out and do film reviews and critiques and shit like that on the internet, even if there's like nobody watching me, right? Even if it's just me talking into my fucking computer and it's just my cutie pie watching me. Hey, cutie pie. She's in the bedroom crocheting right now. So, my number one biggest fan there, always watching my streams. Appreciate you. Even if it's just me talking to myself and cutie pie about movies, it's still going out on the internet and I still want to have some level of expertise when it comes to actually reviewing films. Too many times I run by people, whether it's on Reddit or it's on YouTube or just in regular daily life, too many people who are kind of like me, honestly, who are in the same shoes that I'm in, where you got a good understanding of what you like in movies and you can talk about that all fucking day. But when it comes to actually analyzing when a movie is doing something technically well versus not technically well, a lot of you fucking suck at it. No offense, but so do I, because so do I, right? I'm right there with you. We all suck at it. We can suck together, bro. It's fine. So that's why I decided, well, it would be, I don't know about funner. It's fun for me, hopefully fun for you. If you're watching this and you've made it this far, then you probably got to imagine it's got to be some kind of fun for you. But fun and useful to actually learn about how to analyze and review movies. And then once I've gotten through that whole thing, I kind of did a deep dive into how you go about properly analyzing and reviewing films, then kick it up a notch and actually start doing the fun shit, which would be reviewing films. And I was hoping, even going to try to do like actual live first time reaction watches with movies. I'm sure that I would get copyright striked like a motherfucker on any and all platforms I'm streaming on, which right now it's just Twitch and YouTube, but I'm sure I would get copyright struck like a motherfucker. But it would still technically be fair use, right? I would just have to like challenge it every single time it happens, which sounds like a pain in the ass, but it might be worth doing. It might be a lot of fun, you know? You should be able to do that. Like if I'm watching a movie and you're seeing me with the movie and we're sitting here talking about it and we're analyzing it together, starting it, stopping it, analyzing different shots and shit in the movie, then I think it counts as fair use, not copyright infringement. But you know, try to tell that to the really rich people because they're that make the movies because they don't feel that way. But still, we're gonna give it a shot and see. But that's at a later date. For right now, I'm just going over your basic music theory. Excuse me, your basic film theory. Really is what we're doing. Music theory. I learned a lot about music theory in my life too. But this is the other kind of theory. So these last 8 weeks, I've been going over just film theory orientated type stuff, right? We've gone through like what auteur theory is. I got a video coming up here soon on structuralism film theory and formalism film theory. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, I got that video on auteur theory. It's a pretty good video too. It's not like my first month worth of videos that were all kind of shit, kind of shite. My audio was crap. Didn't have nearly enough acoustics in my room. Now I got it all built up. It's sounding pretty good. I had a whole bunch of drivers that were fucking with me for that first month that I had to sit and go through and disable certain things. This is my first time with a PC, Windows, right? I don't usually do Windows. I grew up in working in recording studios and using Macs. So this is a new learning curve for me, man. So I've had all kinds of drivers and shit fucking with me. Finally got rid of like most of them. And now my stream is 98% crackle free, right? You might have heard one in the beginning. You might hear one here in like 10 minutes or so, but it's relatively chill, relaxed. No, not so many crackles. My first few streams are just crackle, crackle, crackle. I mean, like every time I fucking say a sentence, I'm like, oh yeah, and this crackle, and then in this and crackle, and it just crackles. And so I'm gonna still keep those videos up because fuck it, it's kind of nice here in a year if when I'm still doing this and I have a bigger fan base, it'll be fun to look at those old videos and be like, wow, look how fucking stupid I was and how shitty my stream was and how far I've came. You know, so I'm keeping them up for what is that, posterity's sake, I think is what they say. So, but I don't know why I started talking about that. I kind of got off on a little rant there. Uh, Let me rewind. Where was I? Oh yeah, go check out that video on auteur theory because that video is actually good. No crackling, audio's pretty good. Sounds about like now, which the audio right now is pretty good. Not a lot of, not a whole lot of reflections, anything like that. Right. So, anyways, hey, all right. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but thanks for hopping into the stream. And yeah, dude, I'd absolutely love to join you on Discord. Discord username Streamlove. I can absolutely do that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for hopping into the stream too and giving me your Discord. I actually need to make a Discord channel because ooh, hold on, I think I got my thing playing. Or maybe not. Never mind. I thought something just happened. Maybe it didn't. Okay, maybe that was on my end. Did that happen on your ends or my end? Did anybody else hear that or am I just imagining shit? Anyways, whatever. Either way, man, thanks for hopping into the stream. And yeah, I will absolutely be hitting you up on Discord. And if you have a Twitch channel, definitely, well, I'll be checking you out. I'm going to add you in the comments and come check out your Discord and your Twitch channel too. Give you a follow back, man. So thank you for hopping in and saying something, though. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I always forget. Nobody can see the chat. I took the chat off. But anyways, yeah. So let's see. I forgot where I was. I got all excited there and then lost my train of thought. Yeah. So check out that video on auteur theory if you enjoy auteur theory, and that'll kind of give you a update on what that is. And then check out my stream coming here in a couple weeks on structuralism film theory. And we also have, let's see, what we're doing right now. We've gone over a couple different types of film theory on this channel. And what we're going through today is one of the 8 elements of film theory, right? So if you're not familiar with film theory, I have another video called The 8 Elements of Film Theory where I do a brief introduction to all the 8 elements of what film theory, what they are, and well, yeah, what it is. And today, I already did one good deep dive, like 2 hour long deep dive into the first element of film theory, which was types of film. You can look on your screen there. You'll see this pretty little flower. I always bring this back up whenever I'm doing the 8 elements, one of the 8 element streams, because it's just such a good visual representation. We've already done one stream on different types of film. And now we're going to be on the second element of film theory, which is shots. And then I think next week, no, the week after, we'll be deep diving into angles. Okay, so we're going to hit all 8 of them, 8 different streams, 2 hour deep dive into each one of the 8 elements of film theory. And by the end of each stream, the goal is for you and me, because I don't know shit either. I'm learning along with you. We're both fucking don't know what we're doing. But by the end of each 2 hour stream, all of us will have a really good understanding of each individual element, what to look for, and what specifically film critics and professional film reviewers, professional film critics and film theorists, there we go, are looking for when they're reviewing their movies, right? So that's the goal. Okay. So, and that's what we're going to do today. Today, by the end of the next 2 hours, you're going to be a fucking shots expert, bruh. I got you. We're going to do this together, right? So hang in there. So where we're going to start is shots versus camera angles, right? I wanted to start here because it is kind of difficult. I guess, I don't know. It was difficult to me. Maybe some of you big brain fellers out there, you know exactly what the difference between an angle and a shot is, but I didn't. All right. Call me retarded. Maybe I was stupid. But to me, it was a bit difficult to separate the two. So when I was doing my research, so I thought, well, fuck it. Let's go ahead and put this up here first, because this is where I had to start, right? So we're just going quick AI. AI explained it the best. No need to pop up any other web pages. I got web pages that are in videos and all kinds of shit that I'm going to show you guys this stream so you guys get a good grasp on it. But for now, we're just going to start with good old fashioned Google AI. Difference between camera angles and shots. So camera angles define the camera's position and direction during filming, while camera shots refer to the proportion of the subject and its surroundings within the frame. Okay, so essentially angles are about a perspective, while shots are about composition and how much of the scene is visible. So I thought it would be pertinent to give you a quick demonstration with the camera. I don't know how this is going to work out. I might totally fuck it up. This might be a disaster, but we're going to do it anyways. So right now, this pointing straight at me is an angle. That is a different angle. That would be pointing up. And this is a different angle. Don't go down too far. Get dirty with it. And let's see, this would be a different type of angle, right? I think they call this the Dutch angle, right? Because it's perspective. I'm changing your perspective. That's essentially what an angle is, right? I'm changing your perspective. Hey, that worked. I didn't fuck anything up too bad. All right. So changing your perspective as the viewer. Oh, I don't know how loud I was if you could hear anything I said, but changing your perspective as the viewer is an angle. As your perspective is changing, whether you're looking up, down, straight ahead, cuckoo clock, whatever, that's a angle. A shot would be essentially everything that's being framed. So as you will soon find out here, you're gonna be a master at this, so you'll know it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about here in a minute. Right now, you're probably, but here, we'll get into it. So this would be like a medium shot. Okay. That's a medium shot. You're from the waist up. Okay. This is more like, I think they call this a something medium shot. It's like a close medium shot or something like that. So where it's just chest up. Okay. But notice what changed wasn't your perspective. What changed is what you see. How much information is being included in your perspective. That's what was changed, right? And then if we move to here, I'm going to swap over to this camera. And sorry I have to do this. Again, you're going to get real close and personal here. We're going to be real good friends after this, all right? But this That me me staring into your eyes, all sultry like, that is a close up. So that would be a close up. So those are different types of shots. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to here. Okay, less awkward. Good. All right, we're out of each other's bubbles. So a shot is the information, how much of the information in your perspective is changing, how much you're seeing, and an angle is the actual perspective from which you are seeing it, right? So I hope that kind of helps. Um yeah, I think that worked. I think that we can call that demonstration a success. Anyways, so yeah, that's a good way to think about it is angle is the perspective of the camera, the literal direction that the camera is pointing, and hence the angle, the position of the camera. The shot is everything that the camera is capturing, right? So I hope that's uh what is it, clear enough. I hope that's clear enough for you to understand that. But that was a good way for me. That clicked in my head when I thought of it like such. I was like, "Ooh, there we go. Okay, I get it. I get it." So if it helps me, I'm sure it helps you, right? Because chances that you're smart, that I'm smarter than you, are probably pretty slim to none, right? So okay. Anyways, that's the difference between an angle and a shot. And that is kind of important because it's easy to get the two mixed up. And it's really crazy how many web pages I've ran through when I was doing my research, and they got it all fucked up too. Like there was tons of web pages I went through where they were calling angles shots and shots angles. And it wasn't until I gathered enough information to figure out what was real and what wasn't that I was finally able to piece out who was wrong and who was right, right? Like the general consensus, get a big consensus. But yeah, there was even people that are writing articles that are like, well, this is an angle. And it's like, no, I don't think that is, dude. Like nobody else says it is. Everybody else that I'm listening to says that that's a shot. So we are only going to learn about shots today, right? That's the other important reason why I had to give you all the angles and get all up in your grill and shit. It was important to so you understand the difference because we're not going to be talking about angles today. We're just exclusively talking about shots, which is a whole nother thing. If we go back and look at that pretty little flower diagram, there it is. Here we go. Angles and shots are two different elements of film theory, two different things that film theorists and film critics will look at when analyzing. Oh, get out of here. Will analyze when looking at a film. Okay, they analyze them separately from each other. Okay, so what about shots then? Okay, so shots. Why do they analyze shots? Right. You know, we got 8 elements of film here. If you just take a quick gander at them: types of film, shots, angles, lighting, color, sound, editing, and mise en scène. I know how to say that because I spent a whole 2 fucking hours trying to figure it out, and it's mise en scène. All right, so you can take that to the bank. And I'm pretty horrible at saying French words, but that one I nail. I got that down pat. I practiced. So mise en scène, and there's a lot more to a film than just those things, right? I was really blown away when I was learning about this and found out that one of the main elements of film isn't like just like a cohesive fucking narrative, right? I was like, what? Like, that's not, I come from this from a writer's perspective. I write short stories and stuff like that. And to me, when I think of like the elements of a story, which by the way, I'm actually making videos on that too. Check out my elements of storytelling video on YouTube. That's another good video I did. Sound was really fucking stellar in that video. Not like my first videos. So, but when I'm thinking of the elements of a story, I'm thinking like the plot, the characters, the setting, and none of that is in this diagram, as you can see. So I was blown away by that. So why did they pick these 8 elements specifically? Why isn't cinematography in there? Why isn't, I don't know, character design, right? Or any of that in there, props, setting, any of this bullshit. Why isn't this, none of those in these 8 elements? Well, you can go back to my 8 elements video, and I do it. We go through the history of film theory and kind of how these 8 elements came about to learn a little bit more on that. But the reason is because these 8 elements are considered the most important aspects of actually setting up a scene, filming the scene, and changing these 8 elements and what they're conveying to the audience. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Hooray for me. Okay. So, anyways, to illustrate that point, right, we're going to go and watch this quick little video. This is from a YouTube channel called Now You See It. Really good YouTube channel for anything film related. So, if you enjoy film and stuff like that, I suggest that you go check them out. Maybe give them a like and subscribe. We're going to go ahead and watch this video on, what was it called? Opening shots tell us everything. So this is going to just describe to us, just to drive the point home, to hammer the nail, so you understand how important shots are, right? So check it out. Oh, here, let me throw you up on the YouTube screen. I call this. This is like my private screen. I can sit here and pick my nose and itch my butt, and you don't have to sit and watch it, so it's better for both of us. But yeah, go ahead and check this out.
Welcome to Now You See It.
You can tell this guy is a film nerd just by how cinematic his opening is, right? And that's, no hate there, right? Like, I'm a film nerd. I wouldn't be sitting here for 2 hours talking about fucking camera shots if I wasn't a film nerd, right? So, but still, yeah, you can just tell by the way this guy does the intro to his 7-minute video that he's definitely a film nerd. But I just had to point that out. I thought that was
The opening shot of a movie is by far one of the most crucial parts of any film.
Sean.
Yeah. It may not be the most memorable or intricate shot, but it's the first thing we see, and like our first impression of a person we meet, it's extremely important. The opening shot is often forgotten about, especially when they aren't flashy. But directors just about always use opening shots to convey the film's main ideas, premises, or character arcs. In the same way that an establishing shot introduces us into a scene, an opening shot introduces us into a movie. And that introduction can be a landscape, character, or even a computer screen, but whatever it is, it's one of the most noteworthy aspects in a film. Opening shots are the first bit of information we get, so directors make it count. I want to look specifically at what we can find in the opening shots of the following films. If you've seen them all, great, and if you haven't, even better, because you can watch the film right after this video and see how the opening shot reflects the entire movie. Let's start with an epic opening shot.
Yeah, so this is pretty fun. I watched this video earlier and I had it included in the stream because I was like, ooh, this is really enjoyable. It's fun to do, and it's really good practice too. This will be a lot of fun to do together. If there's anybody out there watching live, I definitely want to hear your input while we're watching this on what you think, because he's going to go through, give us these opening shots, and then give us some time to figure out what we think the opening shot means. So if you're watching this live and you feel like chatting and giving me your opinion, I'd love to hear what your opinion is on these opening shots. And then he'll get into it after the fact and tell us what he saw on these opening shots. And this guy, again, the channel name is Now You See It. This dude, his name is pretty on fucking point, right? Like, what did they say? On Reddit, right? Like username on point or whatever. The kids say something, I don't know what it is, but the dude's name is on point, man. This guy can see shit in these scenes, in these shots that when I first watched this video, I totally blew my mind. I was like, yeah, there's this and that, and I can see this, and oh, there's a road there. And then this guy goes into like all this detail. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this guy's like smart. Like, he knows what he's talking about, bro. So anyway, I thought this would be a lot of fun to do. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. He's going to show us these opening shots, and we're going to see what kind of information we can glean from it, right? And it's good practice, too. Really good for working that critical eye.
Shot from 2001, A Space Odyssey. The shot starts behind the moon. Our first look is away from Earth in the desolate, lifeless part of space. We catch Earth from past the moon with the sun rising behind it. This shot, literally showing the dawn of man, is packed with symbolism. Our opening shot isn't of a person or a group of people, it's of all of civilization. We're shown that this movie isn't about people, but it's about humanity as a whole. The sun, a symbol of life, rises into our view. We're watching the circle of life begin before our eyes. The music gives a sense of weight and epic scale to the whole shot, and the rising sun, what we need to live behind our home, Earth, tells us this story centers on life on Earth. And we know our perspective is that of an outsider looking in from the point of view of space.
Yeah. Correction, I might have lied to you. This first, and I think maybe even this second example, he actually kind of just guides us through it. And then I believe in the last two examples, we actually get to sit and take some time to pick out for ourselves what we think is happening in the shot. But still, it's good to see him do his thing, because like I said, just from that one shot, this dude gleaned a lot of information that was very relevant to the movie, right? Because anybody can look at this shot and make some shit up and say, oh yeah, if you count the number of stars over here, it means this. And if you look at this angle of the sun right here, it means he's depressed and he fucking hates himself and whatever. They can make up all kinds of fake ass shit and you could be like, well, maybe, I don't know. But if you've seen the movie, like what he's saying, it's like, oh wow, that really does play a big part in the movie, right? Like you can totally see how that information, one, is actually there, and two, how it is relevant to how you, the viewer, see the movie. So anyway.
The movie title tells us we're on an odyssey or journey. So we learn from this opening shot that this movie is about humanity, it's about life on Earth, and it's about the journey life on Earth has gone through. From this shot, we know exactly what the plot will be about. 2001: A Space Odyssey is the kind of opening shot we remember, and it's certainly amazing, but let's look at how even a simple opening shot of a character can tell us just as much about the movie. Depending on the blocking, position in relation to the camera, and action of a character in an opening shot, we can infer so much about the film as a whole. In Silver Linings Playbook, our first look at the main character is from behind. Part of him is hidden from us. The slow zoom towards him eases us into his head, which is facing the wrong direction, and he's talking away from us about his goal to make amends. His position facing away from the camera is also a sign of weakness for the character. In one shot, we see a character whose goals are in the wrong direction, and we know this movie will focus on him and what's going on in his head.
Be better now. I'm better now. I hope you are too. And I'm gonna appreciate it. Hey, I'll be there in a minute, okay?
Watch this opening shot from Little Miss Sunshine. What can we infer?
Okay, this is where he kind of dives in and we get to kind of play around, I believe, and see what we kind of get to see. So Little Miss Sunshine, one of my favorite comedy movies, like especially dry comedy or family dramas, I guess. It's such a good fucking movie. Cutie Pie, you and me watch this movie together, and you can attest to how much I love this movie. It's such a good fucking movie. It has such an amazing, and what I think is such important message behind it. I love all the characters in it. It's just such an awesome movie. But yeah, this is the opening scene to that movie, right?
The winner of a $30,000 scholarship is Miss Louisiana Erica Schwartz. And the new Miss America is Miss Kansas Tara Dawn Holland.
We see the
So, okay, before he starts in on his little bit, what can you kind of glean from that intro? Again, the movie's called Little Miss Sunshine. If you haven't seen the movie, then it's almost kind of even funner to do this. But having seen the movie before, it's like you can see, it's crazy how much of the plot you can see just in this shot right here. This little girl's intense stare on the television. We can see the television in her glasses, what she's staring at. She's staring at a beauty queen. And we can hear in the background the noise of them announcing the Miss whatever pageant that was. What was it, Miss America or Miss Universe? I forget. I already forgot. But we can see in her stare just how enthralled she is watching this. We see right here in her glasses what it is she's watching. I think that in itself is some kind of metaphorical thing, right? She sees herself in this beauty queen, and we, the audience, see the beauty queen reflected in her glasses, right? So it's kind of interesting, even almost visual metaphor happening there. I don't even know. I mean, I would assume that that's on purpose, but I guess you never know. But yeah, just right in that idea, when you're first watching the movie, I almost feel like you don't even catch up on this shit. It almost just on a subconscious level, if you catch it at all. But I even think the music plays a big role into it. That song is How It Ends, I think it's called. This is how it ends. Yeah, How It Ends by Devotchka, I think it is. Devotchka, there it is. How It Ends. Yeah, very good track, used in so many different movies because it's got such a, what's the word I'm looking for here, man? Well, you listen to the song and you can tell that it's got a gravity, it's got a lot of emotional weight to it, but the emotion, I mean, it kind of definitely depends on you as a person, what kind of emotion you get from this song. But for me, it's almost kind of a bittersweetness in that music, right?
The winner of a 30.
I mean, it is. It's melancholic. Thank you, cutie. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's exactly the flippin' word I was going for. Cutie pie for the win, as always. Yeah, very melancholic. And I still stand by my bittersweet comment, because when you listen to those chords sound slightly discordant, like they're not exactly supposed to go together, but they go together enough, and they sound very sweet, discordant but sweet. Which, if you've seen the movie, really is a metaphor for the whole fucking movie too. It really is. The movie is very bittersweet. There's a lot of sad things that happen in the movie, but good things that come out of those sad things, which makes the movie so powerful. So, but yeah, very absolutely, cutie pie, very melancholic.
$1,000 scholarship is Miss Louisiana Erica Schwartz. And the new
Miss Louisiana.
is Miss Kansas Tara Dawn Holland.
We see the reflection of Miss Louisiana winning a beauty pageant in her glasses. We know in seconds that this movie is about dreams and the pursuit of these dreams. Judging from her desire to be a beauty pageant winner, we also get the impression that these dreams may be shallow and focus more on the superficial. The close-up on her eyes shows that Miss Louisiana is what she wants to see in herself. Through the lens of her glasses, she can now see what she wants to become.
Miss Louisiana Erica Schwartz. And the new Miss America is Miss Kansas Tara Dawn Holland.
I love the opening shot.
I think that's so cute. She copies her movements. I think that's so adorable. That little girl is so cute throughout that whole fucking movie. Makes you smile. Every actor in that movie just nails their fucking role. So if you haven't seen Little Miss Sunshine, you got to check it out. It is such a great movie. Very, to me, uplifting. But okay, we're going to jump into another one. This is The Silence of the Lambs. All right, the intro to Silence of the Lambs. So check it out.
In Silence of the Lambs because it's one of those shots that's jam-packed with content. Let's watch it all the way through first. What can you notice?
Okay, just off the back, what do you notice, right? For me, and I'm going to go with what I originally said, because when I originally did this video, there was things that I nailed, but there was things I missed out on, right? So to me, what I noticed was we got our MC here. We don't technically know that in the video yet, but we got a person doing an obstacle course, right? Climbing up a hill. This is obstacles, right? Overcoming obstacles would be like the visual metaphor that's happening here. We're watching a person overcome an obstacle, and we're watching her do it alone. There's a second rope right here that nobody's on. So she's by herself overcoming these obstacles in her life was the first thing that I noticed, right? And, I'm thinking early in the morning, maybe look at the sun. It looks like it's barely coming up, meaning she's putting in some kind of extra work here. Like she's going hard she's doing this after hours. She's focusing on overcoming these obstacles or achieving a goal of some kind, right? So for me, what I noticed there was FBI Academy on her shirt. We totally see one, the perspiration. We see how hard she's working again early in the morning. We can obvious information about the actual movie that isn't metaphorical but literal. She's clearly training to either become an FBI agent or she is an FBI agent and she's putting in the work after hours to become a better FBI agent, which in this movie, if you've seen it, is a huge part of Clarice Starling's character. Her character arc is very heavily relies on this idea that she is trying to be the best FBI agent she can possibly be. That's a huge part of her characterization.
She enters the frame in the
And that's it. So that's the opening shot. So let's see what this fucking smart guy has to say about it. Because when I watched what he got from it, I was blown away, right? Like, I thought everything I pointed out was pretty fucking smart. Like, I was giving myself pats on the back. Yeah, I was over here like, fucking hey, Tony, you're a badass. You know, like, I thought I was super fucking smart. And then this guy came in and just totally blew my mind with what he knew. So let's hear what he has to say.
the middle of climbing the rope, showing we're starting at the middle of her journey. She's in the process of pulling herself up out of a rut. Immediately
Notice that? Pulling herself up out of a rut. Well, we got the words in the way here, but yeah, she's literally pulling herself out of a rut. I totally didn't even get that. That blows my mind.
we notice our hero is trying to overcome a personal hurdle on her own. I like the placement of a rope beside her that nobody's using, as if not everybody has made it as far as she has. She continues training and pulling herself, and once she makes it to the top, she pauses, we hear birds fly, and she takes a moment to watch them.
So I didn't even get that in the first go through. I've watched this movie so many times, and that never even occurred to me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the disabled card here. I'm deaf, all right? I've lost a lot of my hearing, 70% down in one ear, 30% in the other ear. So I have an excuse for why I didn't notice that, all right? Obviously, I wouldn't hear the birds flying. I'm fucking deaf, okay? So sue me. But what this guy has to say about it is so mind-blowing. Check it out.
The birds flying symbolize freedom our hero has achieved by pulling herself out of her rut. If you want,
Yeah, it is so clever of putting those birds there, her watching the birds fly away, right at the top of that mountain or that little obstacle. Yeah, it absolutely. There's no way that that's a coincidence. You can say, listen, man, I think you're looking too much into shit, and I'm gonna say you're wrong, bro. You're just wrong. Like, no way. That yeah. Hey, what's going on, Bundy? Hope you're having a good day, man. Thanks for showing up on the stream. Nice to have you here as always. Yeah, I would have never thought of that neither. I mean, again, I'm going to throw my disabled card out there and say that I didn't notice it because I'm deaf, so I couldn't help it, but I would have never thought to that's what that would mean. That totally blew my fucking mind too. So, like I said, this guy is really smart. He knows what he's doing, right? So, you know, I started listening to this guy a little bit more after watching this video.
Want more detail on the symbolism of flight in film? You're in luck because I made an earlier video on that exact topic. Our hero continues on the journey she's been training for out of frame. From the opening shot, we learn that our hero is determined to save herself from a figurative rut she's stuck in by training. We later see she's training for the FBI so she can save others from ruts who don't have the strength to pull themselves out. Our hero is stuck in a rut when she can't save those who can't save themselves. She's training to silence the lambs calling at her for help.
They were screaming.
And you ran away?
No. First I tried to free them.
Every great film has an equally great opening shot. Directors always make opening shots that contain
Oh, that's funny. Just one of your quirks. For anybody watching. Oh, you're cutting me. You making dinner, huh, cutie? Nice. Making some steak tonight? Oh, making that pork, huh? Oh, well, you cut that meat and you enjoy eating it too, hot stuff. Hope you have a really good dinner. But, yeah, my girlfriend the pork. That's right, the pork. My girlfriend refers to my deafness as my quirk. So she doesn't let me pull the disability card. She's against that thoroughly. So no victimhood points in this house. I can't even get fucking somebody feeling sorry for me in my own home. Okay, yeah, but no, that blew my mind. The whole pulling herself out of a rut to pull other people out of a rut. that can't help themselves. That was so like, oh gosh, I didn't even realize that. And again, I've watched this movie so many fucking times. Fucking, that blew my mind. Totally didn't expect that kind of meaning. And literally just a 10-second scene, yo. Like, how fucking crazy is that? And like that few seconds that she's pulling herself up that mountain, we get so much information. It's absolutely crazy. So it helps to have somebody like this Now You See It guy giving you the skivvy, because he clearly knows what the fuck he's talking about, right? So, by the way, Cutie Pie, have you or Bundy, have either of you guys seen Silence of the Lambs? I don't know if we've ever talked about that, but we need to sit down and have a movie day, because there are so many movies that Cutie Pie has not seen. And it just depresses me a little bit. So you have. Okay, all right. Well, we can leave Silence of the Lambs out of the movie day. But long time ago. Yeah, long time ago. Sure. Well, yeah, it's an old movie. I think it's 1991. So it's we were 3 years old. I think Bundy, you were 5 maybe when this came out, right? Something like that. How old were you in 1991? Yeah, it was a long time ago. But we should watch it again, right? We need to sit down, the three of us, and put our heads together and think of like a good movie day, especially when I actually start using the channel to review movies. I'm going to want to sit down and watch a lot of movies and get other people's opinions on the movies too, to include in my reviews, right? So that definitely would be a fucking blast to sit down, get a little drunk, eat some of Cutie Pie's pork, and eat some of her Kahlua pork, and watch some good fucking flicks. That would be dope. Yeah, like one. Yeah. So, you can forgive us for not remembering that movie, right? Only 1 years old. And 3. Yeah. So, that's not exact. Silence of the Lambs isn't exactly the kind of movie you show your 3-year-old. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, Cutie Pie had never seen Tombstone. Dinner in a horror movie. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a whole movie marathon would be a fucking blast. But I don't know. What are you doing tonight? You're working tonight? Why aren't you coming over here and eating Patani's pork? Oh yeah, Tu Wong Fu. Well, I already bought Tu Wong Fu for us to watch. It's sitting on my Vudu because I never watched it. But remember, I can't. Tu Wong Fu, I was thinking about doing a fresh reaction to that on stream, right? Like I wanted to react to that one brand spanking new, since I've never seen it on stream. But if you insist, then we can all watch watch it together, and then I can do like a movie review on it at some other point, right? But hold on, let me pop it. So, but yeah, Tu Wong Fu would be a good one. But yeah, just doing like a whole movie marathon of some of the best movies the three of us have seen would be a blast. Oh, for me to watch it on stream. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too. Oh, I forgot. They can't. Here. Okay, I'm still working out all the different cameras that I got. But yeah, no, for me to watch on stream. Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking. That would be a really fun one to watch on stream. Oh, we're under a tornado watch in Mount Juliet. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, man, be careful up there then. The last few tornado watches we've gotten, nothing happened and it was all good, but all it takes is one time for something to happen. I'm kind of looking right now just to see. I think we're good down here, but yeah, you be safe up there in Mount Juliet then, because yeah, we've gotten lucky these last few times. They've gotten very unlucky in other parts of Tennessee, and I think Texas got it real nasty. I actually, funny enough, here in 2 weeks, I got a video that I'm doing on tornadoes, Tornado Alley specifically, because there's a lot of scientists that say Tornado Alley, I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but it's a series of states that get the most tornadoes per year. The camera's over here, I guess. It's like Oklahoma, Texas, whatever, right? Well, scientists are saying Tornado Alley shifted, and now Tennessee is right in the middle of it. So Tennessee is the new Tornado Alley. because of how many, yeah, here in the South, yeah, it's the South now is Tornado Alley. So, uh, yeah, because of the last few years. So, yeah, anyways, I was going to do a whole stream on that, how Tornado Alley shifted, how many tornadoes we got, and then I got a whole bunch of really freaky tornado videos to watch. I figured Patani would be really excited about that since I know how much she loves tornadoes. So, mm. All right. So anyway, yeah, that's that video. She's busy cutting meat, so she didn't hear that one. Thank goodness. So yeah, the I don't blame you. Nobody really likes tornadoes. Yeah, tornadoes is one of those many things that's really cool from a really big distance, right? The closer it is, the less cool it is. So yeah, anyways, now you see it. Was a good video by them. Give them a like here. Let me like that. I guess I didn't do that the first time, but check this guy out if you really enjoy film related YouTube videos, because this guy is really fucking good at analyzing movies, right? And so we're trying to up our game, right? We want to be at this motherfucker's level of analyzing movies, right? But I thought I'd throw that video out there just for your consumption, and it's kind of fun too, just to show how important shots are in a movie, right? How the different kinds of shots. So now that we get that, we understand, okay, there's a lot of information that you can show in just a single shot, right? A lot of info. Now we should probably learn what the most basic shots are. How do you learn about shots? Well, we're going to learn the basics. I always have my own personal theory in life is whenever you're learning a new skill set, you have to start with the bare basics and just burn it into your brain, right? If you don't, you get what's called the novice curse. If you've ever heard of that, the novice's curse is when you learn a new skill set and you're so excited to learn all the cool shit that you forgo learning all the basics, so you can just sit and learn the most badass stuff, right? So when you're like, I had a burp and I want to change screens. I need to trim my beard up. I'm getting shaggy over here, man. So when you say you're like learning guitar, the novice's curse is very common. You'll run, and working in recording studios, I used to run into this all the time. We'd get guitarists that would come in, young kids who are, year, 2, 3, 4 years into their guitar career journey. And you'll be like, okay, like, why don't you go ahead and play me some stuff? Like, oh, that's cool. Can you try to just play it in open chords? Open chords are your most basic C, G, E, your most basic chords, basic variations of those chords that you're going to learn on guitar. And they'll say, oh, I don't know my open chords. And you'll be like, what, bro? Like, you've been playing for 3 years and you don't know like how to do an open G or an open C chord? They're relatively easy too, for the most part, which is why you usually learn, one of the many reasons why you learn them first. But you don't know that, like how to play that? And they'll say, no, dude, like, and you say, well, why? Did you never learn how to play that? They'll say, well, Jimi Hendrix didn't know open chords. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, and you're not Jimi fucking Hendrix, bro. So you should probably learn your open chords, dude. Like, but, I fall into, this has happened to me more times than I can count in my life too. When I was young and playing guitar, the first song I learned on guitar was like Slayer's Rain and Blood, right? And if you've ever heard that song, it's just pure shredding. It's like, it's just crazy fast shredding is all it is. I don't think there's a single open chord in it, because I had the same mentality. I was like, bro, I want to learn. Yeah, these kids nowadays. Well, yeah, and me. You don't know open chords? Well, you're not trying to be Jimi Hendrix, cutie pie. So, well, I don't know if there's not such a thing of open chords on piano. So, what 3 instruments do you know how to play again? Piano, ukulele. That's right. I said it right that time. Ukulele. And what was the third one that you know how to play? And tenor sax. Well, I don't think there is any open chords on those 3 instruments, cutie pie. I don't think you have open chords on tenor sax. You might have open chords on ukulele. I don't know, to be honest with you. I've never played ukulele, but there's no such thing as an open chord on a piano. So that's why you don't know your open chords. If you're a guitarist, you'll know your open chords, or you should. But yeah, playing piano and playing tenor sax, you're not going to learn anything about open chords. But Yeah, so that's more specifically guitar, any stringed instrument usually. And some of them probably don't have open chords neither. But like bar chords, you're not going to learn bar chords on a. Does it? Okay. Bundy says that ukulele does have open chords. So, and that could be I like I said, I've never played an ukulele, so I have no idea if they do or don't. I would assume they would because it's a string instrument. So, I and yeah, well, like I said, I don't know how to play a ukulele neither. So your guess is as good as mine, to be perfectly honest. You think it would because that is a string instrument, but oh, that's cute. Yeah. Ukulele is like a guitar that didn't want to grow up. Oh, I forgot I'm on my rant screen. Okay. Very true. Very true. An ukulele is a guitar that didn't want to grow up. Yeah. It's like a cute little bibi guitar. Yeah, for sure. Well, guitar, it is pretty big and chunky. Ukulele is nice and cute and sits in your lap. Very, very true. Yeah. But yeah, you'll have to look into it. We'll have to look it up. Maybe, well, I guess I got the internet right here. I can look it up real quick. And I can tell you if there's open chords on an ukulele. And if there is, then, uh-oh, you did not learn ukulele the correct way. Ukulele open chords. I am talking about you in my rant, cutie, is what I'm saying. There is open chords on ukulele. I would imagine you absolutely know your open chords on ukulele. You just didn't realize that they're called open chords, right? Do you know the difference between a bar chord and an open chord? Because if you don't, then there's a good chance that you actually do know open chords. You just didn't realize that they were open chords. That's probably what happened. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so yeah, you learned your open chords. You just didn't realize they're open chords. So I'm not talking about you. You're in the free and clear. You're not one of these damn kids, right? But what I'm talking about is these kids. They come in and they don't know any open chords, and it isn't because they don't know what an open chord is. They plain ass don't know how to play like your basic G or A. They instead they're learning power chords, which are just three finger chords down the neck. Again, super easy to learn, and that's what you mostly use in rock and roll, which is why most kids learn them. And it's like that's getting the cart before the horse is what it is, right? You're trying to learn all the cool shit before you learn the basic shit. And when you're learning a new skill set, you really do need to just focus on the basic shit. The best guitarist in the world, okay, Jimi Hendrix Bard, right? But Jimi Hendrix is Jimi fucking Hendrix. He's the one and only. It's like, Jimi Hendrix, Michael Jackson, Eminem, right? It's like comparing yourself to Michael Jordan, all right? Or Tiger Woods. He's a one of a kind talent in a generation, and very few people will ever even hope to compare to that kind of talent. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to learn his open chords, fine. But everybody else, when you're learning a new skill set, you need to burn those basics into your brain, because the people who get really good, regardless of not having that kind of talent, that's what they did. They burned the basics into their brain. So that's what we're gonna do with shots. We're gonna learn the basics, and then we're going to take some time to burn it into our craniums. So the most basic types of shot in film, we got a list of them here, and we're going to go over what they generally look like, how to describe them, all that good stuff. Starting with the extreme wide shot. So the extreme wide shot or extreme long shot is all about showing the world in which the story takes place. In an extreme wide, you will see large landscapes in the frame, whether it is the desert or outer space. The audience should get a feel for the time and the place they are about to spend the next 2 hours. So typically at the beginning of a movie, here's a good extreme wide shot right here. We got two little cowpokes and the mountains behind them. We can get from this shot, okay, this is about two cowboys in the mountains, right? So this is Django Unchained. I thought this was going to be Brokeback Mountain, to be honest with you. Two cowboys in the mountains. Like, let's be real. That's the most famous story about two cowboys in a mountain, right? All right. So, though characters can be introduced in an extreme wide, they would be very tiny in context to the backdrop, which is what you are highlighting with this shot. An extreme wide shot is often an established shot, which is explained below. So we'll get into the extreme. Must be from, well, I mean, yeah, Brokeback Mountain was in Wyoming, like that actual. Well, you're joking, but the movie does actually take place in Wyoming, cutie. I don't know if you haven't seen that movie. Yeah, it takes place in Wyoming. I'm pretty sure, because all of the real Wyoming cowboys were pretty pissed off about it, and I know because I'm related to most of them. So they were pretty upset that they just made the gay cowboys in Wyoming, right? Mm. Every Wyoming cowboy knows that's Colorado cowboys, all right, not Wyoming cowboys. So there's a real funny joke that they used to say when I was a kid. Uh, let's see if I can remember it. Okay, like Wyoming, there's this, like, I guess you can call it civil sibling rivalry is a good way to put it, or friendly rivalry between all the different kinds of cowboys. Colorado cowboys, Wyoming cowboys, Texas cowboys, they all separate themselves, right? And they're all better than each other. Wyoming cowboys are tougher and Texas cowboys are tougher and Colorado cowboys, right? So anyways, you got to know that for this joke to work. Otherwise, you're like, what is happening here? So that's what's happening here, right? In Wyoming, they got a joke where there's two cowboys, a Colorado cowboy and a Wyoming cowboy, are on their horses going down the road together, right? And they look over and they see a sheep stuck in a fence. And they go, oh, well, we better get over there and help that sheep out, right? So the two cowboys, one's Wyoming, one's Colorado cowboy, they walk over there to that sheep. And the Wyoming cowboy walks up behind it. He drops his pants, sticks his dick in, and starts fucking the sheep. And the Colorado cowboy stops and says, whoa, what the hell are you doing there, partner? And the Wyoming cowboy stops and he looks at him and says, oh, I'm sorry, man. Did you want to get in on this? And the Colorado cowboy says, well, hell yeah, I do. And he drops his pants and jumps in the fence. Get it? Because Wyoming cowboys fuck Colorado cowboys. That's the joke. And sheep, apparently, too. So there you have it. But anyways, yeah. That's a good one. That's a real winner at parties in Wyoming. If you're ever in Wyoming and you want to impress everybody, you tell that joke. They'll get a kick out of that. You know, they don't even care that you're calling them sheep fuckers. That's beyond the point. They're like, no, that's perfectly fine. We expect that. It's the Colorado cowboy getting begged by the Wyoming cowboy is what we like. That's so it's a weird culture. All right. It's definitely, what would you call it? What's the word for it? It is very self-contradicting in a lot of ways, right? But can also be self-deprecating. Self-deprecating humor can be a good time. But yeah, anyways, cutie, you are correct. In fact, I'm pretty sure Brokeback Mountain takes place in Wyoming wilderness. So does get lonely out there, right? So anyways, that's why those cowboys need their cowboy friends and their sheep. So anyways, you can introduce characters in an extreme wide shot, but they'd be very tiny in the background, which is what you're supposed to be highlighting with this shot, is the background. An extreme wide shot is often an establishing shot, and we'll get into that in a moment. So next up is the wide shot. Yeah, the extreme wide shot. Now here's the wide shot, okay? You're still getting people. They're a little bit closer up. Again, you're highlighting something in the background, just not to the extent that an extreme wide shot is, right? So a wide shot, often referred to as a long shot, puts characters in context to the backdrop you establish in an extreme wide shot. The characters can be seen from head to toe, and you see them in relation to the location or each other. You can use a wide shot to show how your characters is small in relation to the vast surroundings. I believe, is small. Your character is small in relation to the vast surroundings. Like a little girl in awe of a large painting or a woman carrying water over a large plain. Of course, a wide shot might not have a character in it at all, and it too can be used as an establishing shot. When the term long shot is emphasized, it can mean that the camera is farther away from the subject, making them even smaller. A wide shot can also be a master shot, which is used to introduce a new location like a dining room or a restaurant. It gives the audience a sense of geography, so when the camera goes in tighter, they can understand who is where, right? So that's one of those things that you don't notice when you're watching a movie, how often that happens, but that is such a common thing. When you swap from scene to scene, almost every scene in your basic blockbuster Hollywood movie starts with a wide shot, and in some cases an extreme wide shot, right? A lot of times the movie will start with an extreme wide shot, and then every scene will be established with a wide shot, right? So then we have the full shot. Bert. A full shot is different from the wide because it focuses more on the character in the frame. The character is full body from head to toe again, but the location is no longer the focus. So you can see the difference here. In this shot, the main focus is Thor. In this shot, the main focus is the house, right? And then you have your character scattered about the house. But this, none of the characters are in focus. This guy is close to being in focus, but not really, right? It's the house that we're really focused on, right? Here, it's Thor. Thor in all his mightiness is the whole point of this shot right here. So the character is full body. We already went over that. In this shot, you might want to show how a character dresses or how a character moves, awkwardly, confidently, what have you. You can also reveal what they are doing, like packing a suitcase or ordering a train ticket. You can give the viewer information, but not all of it quite yet. And then we have the medium shot. So medium shot, we're kind of, you see how in this list, I chose this list specifically because we're shrinking down with each shot, right? If you haven't noticed the trend, that's the trend. We're going from extreme wide. We got extreme wide. We got our two gay cowboys eating pudding. And then we got our wide shot with just the house and all these people doing something, staring at the wheat, as you do in the country. And then we got the full shot of our main character here, main focus. And now we go to the medium shot. We're tightening up on the characters. The medium shot shows your character from the waist up. There is a debate about this, but you will get a feel for it. So yeah, there is a tiny little bit of controversy there. There always has to be. There's always somebody that's got to nitpick shit. And, you know, film theorists, that's kind of their whole get, is just nitpicking fucking movies, right? So the nitpicking is never ending in film theory. In old westerns, the character was often shown from the hip up, which is now known as a cowboy shot, right? So we'll get into that here in a second too. Again, this shot is about revealing information. You can see more detail than you can in a... I just had a dirty joke about cowboy shots since given the last conversation, but I'm not going to go there. The reason the westerns had to reveal the hips is because of the gun holsters. If you didn't show the hips when a cowboy was ready to draw, you would lose a lot of important action. Which again, that just goes to show how important a shot is, right? Not showing a cowboy's gun does change the nature of what you think is happening in the movie, right? Medium shots are often used in dialogue scenes. As we get closer to our subjects, we can see things that we wouldn't catch in a wide like body language. We can see crossed arms or someone who talks with their hands, right? So in here we have Titanic. On a separate kind of related note, I got another stream coming up here in a few weeks about all the Titanic conspiracy theories, because there's a whole lot of them, and a Film Buff Fridays video coming up about the debate about Rose and the Titanic. Apparently there's a huge debate on the internet whether or not Rose is actually the villain of the story. And so I thought that would make for a fun video. So I'm putting together a video where we discuss if Rose, Jenny from Forrest Gump, Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and Dr. Hammond from Jurassic Park are actually the bad guys of the movie. So anyway, there's your medium shot, waist up, right? Compared to full shot, you can think full body, medium, half the body, the upper half of the body. Then we got close-up shot. A close-up frames a character's face. In a close-up shot, one can see even more detail that tells us how a character feels. A close-up highlights emotional clues in the eyes, and you can see a twitch or a tear that you might miss in a medium shot. It is by its nature more intimate, so the effect is often that the audience can feel what the character is feeling. A close-up can also be used to show things such as a tapping foot or the sliding of a ring on a finger, but these shots would be used sparingly and have a flow, otherwise they can be jarring. Most importantly, they should mean something because the audience will be looking for importance in anything you decide to show them. Okay, so yeah, we've seen how we go from now half the body, kind of reserved for looking at a character's body language, close up, more reserved for what their face is doing, showing how the emotions that they're feeling using their face, right? But we got our in-between. We got the medium close-up here, okay? Drew Barrymore and Scream right here. Halfway between the close-up and the medium shot is the medium close-up that frames the subject from the shoulders up, right? This shot may be used if you want to show more body language as you capture some emotion and facial expressions. You might also use it if you are building up to an emotional climax. You can reveal more information with a medium close-up, but it is still not as intimate as an actual close-up. So medium shot gives you the body language, close-up gives you the emotions from their face. Medium close-up gives you a mixture of the two, but you're leaving out a large portion of the surroundings in a medium close-up compared to a medium, and you're leaving out a lot of the intimacy from the close-up with the medium close-up, right? So it's there's a word for it that I'm forgetting. Cutie pie, help. Fuck, what's the word I'm thinking of? Well, anyways. So yeah, and then we have the extreme close-up. Extreme close-up is kind of like the end. We're getting smaller and smaller and smaller with our shots or the information in our shots. Extreme close-up is the end of that, right? Extreme close-up frames even tighter on a face or subject, highlighting facial features more. It usually frames a particular part of the face like the eyes or the mouth. It is even more intimate than the close-up and is almost uncomfortably close, so the viewer is more apt to feel whatever the actor is conveying, which is why it is used to show more intense emotion and is often used as drama increases. Like Requiem for a Dream here, close-up on the eye. You see this in a lot of movies. Like close-up on the eyes are very common. I think close-ups on the lips also can be pretty common in movies, but that's your extreme close-up. Now you're just showing a very small aspect of a person's body, okay? So now we're going to get into, those are all the different framings of one particular subject. You can go extreme wide, which is giving you mostly the backgrounds. The wide shot, which is still the background is the focus, but characters are in it, is used to show the characters in relation to the background. Full body shows us our full character. Medium shot is from the waist up, gives us the body language of the character. We have our medium close-up, which still gives us a combination of body language and facial features. Close-up, which mostly focuses just on the face and the emotions that the face shows. And then extreme close-up, which shows up on a very small aspect of the face, or something like a ring, or some, you can even do like a close-up on, this. You just boom, like that, extreme close-up on that, if that was important information to express in your movie, right? Now we're getting into an establishing shot, okay? A little bit different. Establishing isn't called, well, I'll just read it for you. You'll see the difference. The establishing shot is included in this list because it's so important to let the viewers know where they are as the story moves from location to location in a film. The establishing shot can be a mixture of shot sizes, so it is technically not a shot type. Okay, so all the rest of the shot types that we've gone over have given us different shots in relation to the size of the subject in the shot. The establishment shot has nothing to do with size. It is exclusively there to give us the location that the next scene is going to take place in. So, well, it tells the viewer where the story takes place, right? There it is. It can be an extreme wide sweeping shot with a crane or a drone to show a particular time period or details of a location, like a burned down forest or a traffic jam. Or it can be a wide exterior of a building like a museum. You can also use tighter shots that show pieces of a location like an office. For example, you can show a close-up shot of a wheelchair's wheels, an IV and an MRI machine to show you are in a hospital. But one must choose those shots wisely. A shot of an MRI should mean something. Okay, so again, you can do establishing shots using close-ups, wides, mediums, what have you. It's just important that what the audience gets from the establishing shot is the location that the scene takes place in. Perhaps someone is getting diagnosed, or perhaps the main character is the operator of the MRI machine. Deciding what information you want to reveal to the audience can be the difference between hooking viewers or confusing them. I bet you never thought this much thought goes into shots, right? I mean, this is one of those things that, once somebody tells you, you're like, well, of course they have to think that much about the shots, right? Why wouldn't they? But if somebody doesn't tell you, you never really think about it. You never really think, oh, wow, they really do put that much energy into these shots, don't they? Combination shots. While we're covered the basic shots in film, the truth is there are an unlimited number of shots, which that is the truth. We're going to go over that here in a second. I'm going to give you a few more important shots that are used in film and subsets of the aforementioned shots, which again is also true. I'm going to give you a few different categories that shots can fall into for the purpose of better keeping your shots in line. For instance, you can have not just a high angle, but an extreme high angle. You can have not just an extreme long shot, but a panorama shot. It all comes down to the specificity with which a camera shot is described. Similarly, some shots can move from one shot type to another through a dolly, zoom, pan, tilt, or track. For example, a shot can start out as a medium shot and dolly forward towards a character until it shows an extreme close-up of their eyes, right? And they call that combination shots. And so there you have it. All these shots, well, I don't remember what this means, coverage. All these shots are used to cover a scene. Each time the camera is moved is a new setup, and each of these pieces are used to cut together your movie. What kind of coverage you get will vary from scene to scene depending on what you want to highlight from moment to moment. You must consider story points, action, and emotion. There is a myth that you can cover each scene with a wide, a medium, and close-up shots. But if you do this without thought, your audience might lose interest. It's going to get pretty fucking boring, right? Besides, you have a vision in your head, and I am sure it is much more interesting than that, but don't overthink it. A scene can be covered in one wide shot. A guy walks out of a restaurant and gets into a car. A medium shot can be all it takes to show someone go to a bank teller to make a withdrawal. You shouldn't get coverage just for the sake of getting it. Choose shots that will tell your story. If the guy going to the bank teller intends to rob the bank, then perhaps a close-up will reveal his sweaty brow and nerves. As you get a grasp on the types of shots in a film, move on to learn about camera angles, composition, and when and how to use camera moves. All of these things are creative ways to get coverage, yada, yada. Okay, so there you have it. There's your basic types of shots that you are going to want to know for the purpose of movie reviewing. We're not really talking about making movies here. If you want to make movies, I suggest go into somebody else's channel, but still coming over here to say hi to me at least and hang out every once in a while. But you're probably better off going to somebody else to learn how to do that. We are just trying to learn movie reviewing. And for our purposes, knowing at least the basic types of shots are pretty important, right? So those are the basics. Now there's some others that I wanted to get into that we already kind of touched on in that last paragraph, the panning shot. This dynamic shot type involves moving the camera horizontally from left to right or vice versa, capturing the action as it unfolds. Whether it's following a character's movement or showcasing the vastness of a landscape, the panning shot adds fluidity and momentum to the storytelling. It's like taking a panoramic tour of the scene, revealing new details and perspectives with every sweep of the camera. With the panning shot, you can guide viewers' attention and immerse them in the action. Create a sense of movement and energy that keeps them on the edge of their seats. So literally the panning shot is the camera shot moves, right? So if I took the camera right here, we're panning, and this is like all I can pan because of my cords are stopping my creative, my ability to be creative with it. But yeah, so the camera's moving. That's panning. It's panning from this direction to that direction. That would be panning. Okay. And that's as opposed to tracking or zooming. Oh, I don't think they give us a zoom shot. Zoom shot would be the camera closing in on my face, right? Zooming, think of like taking pictures, zooming in on the subject. A zooming shot would be a shot that starts with, say, medium. I would be like in a medium shot right now. Or maybe you could say, well, no, this would probably be a medium close-up because it's starting at the chest instead of at my waist, right? So you would start with this shot and then zoom into my face. That would be a zooming shot. All in one shot, that's a zoom, okay? Then we have the tracking shot. This shot involves moving the camera alongside the action, keeping pace with the characters or objects as they move through the environment. Whether it's a leisurely stroll through a bustling city street or a high-octane chase sequence, the tracking shot adds a sense of drama or action to the storytelling. Okay, so in a panning shot, the camera moves while subject moving. I'm have a tiny, right? But tracking shot would be the camera. I move. Shot. Yeah, that. Okay, we're good. We're good. I just popped open my. Okay, so that would be the difference between tracking and panning. Panning, I'm staying still, and the camera's panning around me, right? Tracking would be if I'm like running and the camera's keeping up with me, but it's still the same shot. It's still like a medium shot from the side while I'm running. This is me jogging. The camera is staying with me, and you still just see this shot. It doesn't get closer to me. It doesn't move ahead of me. It doesn't come around me. Still the same shot, but the camera's moving with the subject in the shot, right? So there you go. That's a tracking shot. and a tilt shot. I imagine that's when, well, I don't know, actually, to be honest with you. The tilt shot involves the camera vertically, either up or down, involves moving the camera vertically up or down to reveal new details within the scene. Whether it's capturing the lowering height of a skyscraper or the vastness of a starry night, the tilt shot adds a sense of depth and dimension to the storytelling. It's like looking up at the world from a new vantage point, discovering hidden details and nuances that enrich the viewer's experience. With the tilt shot, you can add visual interest, complexity, and suspense to your compositions. The basic, okay, well, interesting. So I guess it would be moving from like the horse's legs to its head. So the tilt shot, I get it. Okay, tilt shot is like rotating is what I'm getting here. I've actually never heard of a tilt shot. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing it, so I'm guessing at it. So give me a break if I fuck it up. Like I said, I'm just learning with you guys. But it looks like panning would be the camera moving around the subject. Tilting would be the camera tilting to show more of the subject, right? So if you started right here with the camera, I don't have enough room on my camera to do this, and slowly tilt the camera up to my face, that would be a tilt shot. Pretty sure I got that right, all right? I mean, we're going to say that that's what it is and call it good. And then you have your basic others. A point of view, POV shot. I think POV shot, wasn't that an angle, I actually think. But, well, yeah. Oh, no, I think POV shot, okay, this is a different kind of shot. POV, you can also use the point of view shot, which literally puts you in the shoes of a character. With this shot, you see the world through their eyes, experiencing everything they see and feel. It's like stepping into their skin and seeing the world from their unique perspective. I am pretty sure, though, that that would be more considered an angle. Let me pull up my list here just to make sure I'm not talking a bunch of shit, because that could be that has been known to happen. It is a possibility. So let's see. Oh, POV shot is on the list of shots, and so is over the shoulder shot and the American shot. Okay, good. Those aren't angles, right? Okay, just making sure. What is this? What happened here? I don't know what that is. And we're gonna go away there. Okay, so point of view shot, it would be a shot from a character's perspective. Pretty simple, right? Everybody kind of understands the concept of a POV. Funny enough, everybody understands it, supposedly, except for girls on Instagram. This is like a running joke on the internet that, you know, you'll have a girl takes a picture of herself and she's crying, and the caption says, POV, your boyfriend just broke up with you. And it's like, well, that's technically not a POV because you're shooting yourself, right? That's not a POV. A POV would be the camera shot from your perspective would be the POV. So, you know, you'll see that a lot on Instagram, and occasionally you'll see somebody come in the comment sections, get all pedantic, probably some movie theorist being like, that's not a POV shot, and, you know, get all upset about it. But yeah, technically that would be correct. That's not a POV shot. If you're taking a video of yourself doing something, that's not point of view. Point of view would be a video from your perspective, right? Extreme close-up, we already went over that. Over the shoulder. Pretty self-explanatory. Well, we'll never talk about it, Cutie Pie. We'll pretend like that doesn't exist. Well, the thing is it's such a common thing, right? Nah, I'm embarrassed. Well, it's such a common thing. I think it became a huge trend on TikTok, of all places, like you were saying. It's a huge trend on TikTok to do the POV videos, right? And so many people do them. And the thing is unless you know, I didn't know that that wasn't a POV shot technically until I did the research for this stream. And in the process of researching, I typed in POV shot, and there was this internet drama of all the people who do their POV stories on TikTok, and they don't understand what a POV actually is. So, you know, I wouldn't have known either until I did this. But now you know, right? So now you can get on TikTok and make fun of all those other silly bitches when they do it. You can be like, ha ha, that's not a POV shot, and I know that, stupid bitch. All right, so over the shoulder shot, pretty self-explanatory, right? This shot places the camera behind one character looking over their shoulder at another character or object. This is one of the more dynamic shot types. It can create a sense of intimacy and camaraderie as if we're right there with them, sharing their experiences and adventures. It can be used to show conversations and to give an audience a sense of the different perspectives or the relationship between the two characters. So this is Yeah, I kind of figured, to be honest with you. I mean, I haven't seen any of your POV TikToks, but I'm sure that you got a few of them that are correct, at least probably a few of them. Um, I think, and I was going to say, a lot of the videos you take are actual videos from your perspective. Like the videos you showed me, it is the video of you like holding your camera and videotaping something, which would absolutely be a POV shot. That would be the POV shot, right? It's not a picture of you doing something, it's you doing something and videotaping it, right? Like you stirring your pasta and saying POV stirring pasta, and that would be correct, right? So I'm with you on that. I'll back you up on that. If anybody ever makes fun of your POV shots, I'll say fuck them. I'll wrestle them. That's what I'll do, just for you, in your honor. All right. So over the shoulder shot, pretty self-explanatory. We can see that, right? It's just going over his shoulder. A lot of times the focus is on the other person, not the person in front of the... Don't be dirty. Don't be dirty. Well, we have a wrestling match scheduled, all right? So you need to go train for it is what you need to do. You need to go do some warm-ups, some jumping jacks, and yeah, get ready for that. So, because we got plenty of time for it too. I went shopping today, so now I don't have anything to do tomorrow. So it's going to be wrestling all day, every day up in this bitch. All right. So yeah, there's your POV. Focus will be, or not POV, over the shoulder, excuse me. Focus will be on this guy right here. Usually not the guy whose shoulder we're peering over, right? So, and then we have the close up, medium, wide, or long shot. Another name for that, long shot. So there you have it. There's some other different types of shots. And now there is, I did want to go over really quickly a way to organize these different shots, a way to categorize each one of them. So they're a little bit easier to keep in your brain, keep categorized for yourself, right? So this article, Cine.salon, is a pretty good way of doing it. I have never been to this website, but they have a pretty good way of categorizing different types of shots. So, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. So it's a little bit easier for you to keep track of. First is angle-based shots, which I guess technically are shots, but these are literally angles: eye level, low angle, high level, knee level, hip level, ground level, bird eye. These are all different types of angles. So we're going to skip over those. Dutch angle, we're going to skip over those for now, because we're going to go over those here in a couple weeks. We're going to deep dive into angles, right? Over the hip, over the shoulder. So again, over the hip, over the shoulder are technically, like I thought, angles, but it is what it is. In any case, you got your angle-based shots is what they were giving you right there. Your distance-based shots, which would be the basic shots we were discussing earlier. Your full shot, medium wide, which, is that a medium wide? Yeah, see, technically that would be a medium right there. Or no, medium wide. Okay, medium wide is in between a full and a medium. Cowboy shot, we talked about that a little earlier, how the old medium shot was called the cowboy shot because it's just below the hips. So technically, this would be a cowboy shot, right? This would be a medium shot because it cuts off at the waist. This cuts off, I guess that's cutting off at the knees, but this one cuts off right below the hips, right? And at this point, you're getting kind of pedantic, right? You know, the difference between above the knees, below the waist, and just below the hips is kind of like, okay, come on. Medium close up, there you go. It's at the chest level. Close up, extreme close up, long shot, extreme long shot. There you have all of the distance based. And then they even have aerial shot in here, right? Which, I think the other article called that just another different form of an extreme wide shot. And a panorama shot is another one that they put in there. Then you have your movement-based camera shots, which we've already talked a few of those. The dolly shot, tracking shot, panning shot, tilting shot, wish pan shot. And this type of shot, the camera pans from one shot to another in a horizontal manner. This creates a motion blur effect on the frame. Oh, okay, interesting. Wish tilt shot, the swish, is it supposed to be swish or wish? The wish tilt shot pans the camera from one shot to another type of shot in a vertical manner. And then arc shots, when doing this type of camera shot, the camera moves around the object in an arc pattern. Arc shots are usually used to show the surroundings of a character. Zooming shot. Okay, so you have your movement shots, your angle-based shots, and your distance-based shots, right? Then you have your purpose-based shots, which would be the category that you'd put the establishing shot into. And remember, we learned a little bit about master shots at the beginning of this. This is a shot taken from a considerable distance so that the entire scene can be seen in one frame. The master shot is usually used to establish a scene where the shots that follow are related. Very closely related to an establishing shot. In fact, they even use the word establish in that. Insert shot. This is a type of shot that closes in on an object in a scene. The insert shot is used to highlight or give an emphasis on an object, specific object or detail. So an insert shot would be like if you're watching me in a movie, you got me at my medium close-up, and I open up my AirPods case, and then the camera switches to the inside of my AirPods case to show my AirPods case is empty. That shot of my AirPods case would be an insert shot, okay? And then you got focus-based camera shots, right? So focus is literally like how in focus something is. Shallow focus, in this type of camera shot, the foreground and background are out of focus while your subject looks crisp. This places an apparent emphasis on your subject, right? So you can see it pretty self-explanatory right here. This is all out of focus. The subject in the front is in focus. Deep focus. In this type of shot, everything in the frame is in focus. This is used when you need the audience to appreciate the scenery or background. So I believe we had an example of this up here. Where was it? Right here. Everything here is more or less in focus. Nothing is out of focus, right? Yeah, you can say, well, this is so far it's unintelligible, but it's still in focus. This guy's silhouette or his outline is still in focus, right? Everything here is in focus, okay? That would be a deep focus shot. Soft focus. This type of camera shot keeps nothing in focus. You can achieve this by using special filters. Soft focus is often used in scenes when a character is dreaming or recalling a memory. I think those are fairly uncommon. You know, I guess the important thing to remember is the difference between shallow and soft focus. Soft focus, nothing is in focus. Shallow focus, only the subject is in focus, right? Then the tilt shift shot. This shot is made using a tilt-shift lens wherein you can rotate the lens perspective and do selective focus. The end result is that some images in the frame will look sharp while others will be out of focus. There's another type of focus shot called I'm definitely not going to remember it. Shoot. Well, we'll get to that. I have that particular shot in a different video. But yeah, there's a type of shot where it'll be split screen. It's hard to explain, so we're just going to pretend like I never brought it up. Okay. Framing-based camera shots. So this is what? Category number 5, I think, right? Here, let's go back up here. Okay, and then we're going to go down. We have angle-based camera shots, which we're going to just call those angles, all right? I don't even know if we really want to put that category in here because they're just angles. But distance-based shots, which those are your basic shots. Distance, movement-based, distance-based, movements-based. Okay, so remember that. I'm getting a little motion sickness doing that with my computer. Purpose-based, so distance-based shots, movement-based shots, purpose-based shots. Focus-based, distance, movement, purpose, focus. Distant, movement, purpose, focus. This is going to be a tough one to remember, man. I'm going to have to really jog the old marijuana-infused brain here. Too many fucking bong rips as a child to remember all this. And framing based. So distance, movement, purpose, focus, framing. So framing based shots mostly refers to the number of subjects in a frame, right? So a single shot, pretty self-explanatory, has a single person or single subject in the frame. 2 shot has 2 subjects in the frame. 3 shot has 3 subjects in the frame, right? So there you have it. Okay. There's 5 different categories of different types of shots and at least a handful, at least a few shots in each category, right? So that just goes to show just how many different types of shots there actually are. There's a fuck ton of different types of shots, right? And then 2, the best way to kind of organize all this is to put it in different categories. So you have different categories of shots right there for you that you can remember. If you can try to remember, I already forgot them. Distance, movement, purpose, frame, and focus. Look at me. I'm fucking killing it, actually. Yeah. All right. So anyways, we're going to take a break from these articles, and we're going to go ahead and jump to our friend here at Media Insider. Here in a minute, actually, I'm going to throw you guys up on my super awesome Be Right Back screen, because I will be right back. I need to pee really bad. So I'm going to go do that, take a quick piss, and I will see you guys here back in like 5 seconds. Well, scratch that. Give me like 2 minutes. It's going to be a long piss. All right. Let's see. Am I back? I'm back, but I can't hear myself. Hold on. Let me reconnect my headphones. These things like to pop themselves out. I got a little AirPod Bluetooth thingy, and sometimes it's a real dick. So here we go. Okay. We're backing at him. You can hear me? Good. Okay. Thank you, Bundy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just upstairs, and ooh, you are missing out. Cutie Pie's pork smells so good. She put mushrooms in it, though. I don't know if you like mushrooms, Bundy, but I'm not a huge mushroom fan. Unless they get me high, I'm not eating no mushrooms, right? But man, it smells so fucking good up there. Gosh, oof. She made corn too and gravy with it. Oh, it looks so good. Here, let's pop back over here. YouTube screen. Thank you, Cutie Pie. I appreciate you. I'm gonna keep you guys. Oh, you like mushrooms too, huh? Yeah, I'm not a mushroom fan. I it's a consistency thing, right? You know, they're slimy. I don't like eating slimy things. So I'm just getting myself some water here. Ooh, I got Southern Sweet Tea. Strawberry watermelon flavor. Ooh. Yeah, I'm still in the middle of my diet, so I can't eat basically anything right now, especially since I missed my workout today. I like had a little tiny little fucking baby granola bar, like the tiniest little granola bar you can have, and a protein shake, because those are yummy and flavorful. And so, but one more week and I'll be out of this diet. So almost down to 15% body fat. I got like probably 1 more percent to go. I'm just going to take it all or try to burn it all out in 1 week. And then I'm going to go back to just being a fat ass and stuffing my face all the time. I can't do this diet when Cutie Pie's up here making all this delicious food and I can't have none of it. Yeah, went down from 230 to I was 189 today. So I should end around 187, something like that. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to hack it too much longer when Cutie Pie's here making all this good fucking food. You know, eating all this ice cream right in front of me. All the ice cream in my freezer is missing and I can't touch any of it. Like, what happened to my ice cream? Who took that? Well, I'm going to be pretty excited to have you cooking all that food here in a week, Cutie. So you're going to be sick and tired of cooking for me here this next month. You're cute. All right. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to... Oh, you're so sweet. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah, well, I love eating the food you cook. Absolutely. You are absolutely invited, Bundy. Definitely. Because, yeah, I don't want you missing out on that either. Ooh, and it's summer now. Hopefully we're getting out of the rainy season. You better believe we're going to be making pizzas and barbecue chicken and steaks on that grill back there. I already got 4 cans. You are absolutely super amazing at cooking, Cutie Pie. Super amazing, yeah. And I never get tired of eating your food either. So I'm going to be super excited to be getting out of my diet, going to maintenance, and especially when I jump back into bulking. Remember how I was when I was bulking? Not the last month where I was like miserable because I hated food, but, you know, everything leading up to that, how much I loved food. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be back here in about a month. But in the meantime, Bundy, we're definitely going to be cooking shit on the grill up here. We're going to be making pizzas again next month. We're going to be making a barbecue chicken. I can't wait for the barbecue chicken. I've been craving it for like the last several weeks, but it's raining every day out here, so I don't turn the grill on. And then big old fucking fat steaks, grilled and seared in butter, all the good stuff. So when we're cooking all that, you're invited. Especially since you're, well, you and Cutie Pie are both good at making homemade pizzas, right? So I need somebody who's good at making them over here because I can't make them myself. So yeah, I definitely remember that pizza day we had too. I remember because I didn't get no fucking pizza. My pizza was all fucked up. Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. That's a blast. We got to do that again. Make homemade pizzas on the grill. All right. So yours was pretty good. Yeah, Bundy's was super burnt. Yours was awesome, but you put all the veggies on it, right? Remember, I couldn't try yours because you had mushrooms on it. So, ain't about that. Yeah, I guess yours was pretty bad too. Mine was good though. What's going on here? Hold on. Is this my headphones? Is there crackling in the audio? Do you guys hear that? Or is it in my headphones? I can't tell if my headphones are crackling or if the audio in my stream is. Hold on, let me reset my headphones. Okay, then it's probably just my headphones. I just need to resync them to my Bluetooth thing. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. Yeah, it sounds like it's probably just in my head. But here we go. All right. Yep. Went away. Okay. Good to go. All right. So, yeah, we're going to go over to Media Insider. This guy's got some good stuff, man. I really love his videos. Very insightful. This dude's also an actual film theorist and a film theory teacher, a professor in college. So he knows what he's talking about. He's going to give us a complete guide to camera shots and what they mean. So it's good, short 6-minute video. And after that, we're going to hop into checking out some of the best shots in cinema history. And then I got a couple quizzes for us to take together to figure out just how much of this knowledge we've retained. And then if we have time, we'll jump into Studio Binder's ultimate guide on camera shots. Because Studio Binder's another YouTube channel that I really, really like. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I been working hard, man. I've been dealing with some static on my, or crackling in my microphone because of my drivers, and just fixed them like last week. So I'm very sensitive to any kind of crackling I hear. And there is still a little bit. You're gonna hear a teeny little bit here and there. So that static isn't entirely gone, but it only pops up every once in a while, you know. So it's better than it was when I first started. When I first started, it was just like every 2 minutes. So, but good to know that it goes away and you're not hearing it nearly as much as we used to hear it. So, but yeah, we'll jump into this video if we have time. But this is still a really good YouTube channel if you like videos on movies. This Studio Binder guy knows what the fuck he's doing too. So I definitely like his stuff. But we're going to go with this guy's first just because his video is shorter and he packs a bunch of good quality information into it. And plus, I kind of like I think he's British. I like his accent. Whatever it is, it's a nice accent. Makes him sound smart.
As film analysts and potentially even one day filmmakers, one of the first things that we need to start to understand is that the camera is a toolbox full of different techniques and tricks that we can do to help us make meaning. That's why it's one of the first things I teach any of my media classes. How to identify a camera shot very specifically and work out why it was chosen. It's how we know this character is deceitful.
Low-key.
This character is angry. This guy is badass.
I am Iron Man.
So the first step then is to learn the names of every single tool in this camera work toolkit. So in this video, I'm going to be using the complete Marvel catalog to outline every single shot type that filmmakers can use. Before we begin, if you're new here and you like the content, perhaps if you're a film student or a media student, consider subscribing to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. So let's start as far away from the subject as possible with the wide shot. The main purpose of this shot is to provide context, showing our subject within their surroundings so that the audience can get their bearings as a scene plays out. For this reason, the wide shot is often associated with establishing shots at the start of a scene, but as you'll see with all of the shots in this video, that's not its only purpose. It can also be used like this in Spider-Man Homecoming to show the physical and emotional space between two characters who aren't seeing eye to eye.
Previously on Peter Screws the Pooch, I tell you to stay away from this.
Or like they do a few times in this scene from Endgame, to juxtapose something huge with an individual character to show the overwhelming odds that they face. Next, we move in a little bit closer and we get the full shot. We're closing in now and we can see all of our subject within their context without any cropping. This is useful when we need to see more than one subject in the frame, or when the environment provides some of the visual information being relayed. If we look at one of the funniest moments from the entire MCU catalogue, we can see how the punchline is actually reliant on the full shot.
And I will not be bullied by that.
Now if we pull in a little bit closer,
I do love that scene. That scene always makes me laugh. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Most of the individual Marvels, I never watched them, you know. But like most of the what is his name? Captain America's and Iron Man's, never watched them. Most of the Thors, haven't seen them. But I do fucking love the Avengers ones. The Avengers ones are really enjoyable. Oh, good question, Cutie Pie. Let me pop you up over here. Do these shots apply to anime films as well? Yes, they absolutely do. Glad you asked that. I actually came across that while I was researching, and yep, 100%. And they have they have the exact same uses too. So thanks for bringing that up. Very good question, by the way. That's going to be useful for anybody who comes across this video. Yeah, in anime or animation, even cartoons that you watch on Nickelodeon, these shot types all still apply and have the exact same effect emotionally and in terms of the information that they're given. So Good question.
Closer, we have the medium full shot. And this is where we start to single out a particular character in the frame that we want the audience to focus on, something that is harder to do in a full or a wide shot. One of the best examples we can look at is the prison break scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, where the mid-long shot framing means that we are directed to look at the center of the frame, because the two main subjects are looking at each other. And in doing so, we can't help but notice Groot take the initiative, starting the escape in the background.
Once we have it, we gotta move quickly. So you definitely need to get that last.
So here we still have environmental information, but we're far more focused on the people within it. Next, we have the previously mentioned cowboy shot, which to all intents and purposes is the same as a medium long shot, but frames the subject to just below the hips. Think of where you would have to frame a shot to include a cowboy's holster, and you get the idea. This is a very strong, powerful shot, which is often reserved for heroic poses. In Marvel films, it's probably best seen everywhere. Now we get to the biggie, or the midi technically, the medium shot. It's probably the most common shot you'll see in film. And I've been thinking a lot about why this is, and I think I've got an answer. The medium shot frames the subject from waist to the top of the head, very often in a 30 to 50mm lens, which, when you think about it, is very similar to how we experience interactions with people in the real world. It's close enough to be able to read lots of information on the person we're looking at, but not so close to be uncomfortable. For this reason, it's the go-to shot for dialogue scenes like this.
I did listen, kid. Who do you think called the FBI, huh?
It's also why I choose to film these videos in a medium shot. It's not intimidating, it's not too close, it's comfortable. Move in a little...
Yeah, see, that's totally what I thought too. That was my whole process when I put up my camera. I absolutely thought of that.
A little bit closer, and we've got the medium close-up. This typically frames the shoulders and face of the subject, and I don't know if you've noticed, but each time we move in, we are being directed more and more to look at a specific part of the frame. So with this shot, we can see far more information on the characters' faces, such as the clear, unimpressed look on Valkyrie's face.
That I want to be on the team. Has it got a name?
It's called the Revenges.
The Revenges?
One step closer and we have the close-up, which shows the whole subject's head. I can't really think of a better scene to demonstrate this than my favorite clip from Captain America: Winter Soldier. The use of the close-up in the moments leading up to the claustrophobic lift fight do two things. First, we know something's not right because of the information we're getting from Captain's face. Something only achieved by restricting the view of everything else other than this. Furthermore, it already establishes the close quarters claustrophobic setting in preparation for the fight scene itself. And finally, we come to the extreme close-up, which is when we abstract the close-up and get really up close and personal. This can be to show intimacy, like this kiss scene from Thor, or the compactness of being in Iron Man's suit like this.
Me?
Or to make sure that the audience doesn't miss a really important detail like this. Needless to say, you're probably going to see an extreme close-up reserved for moments of intense emotion. So there you have it. That is the terminology that you need to learn to describe almost any shot in any film. There's only really those few. Now notice that I've not really talked about camera movements and composition. I'll save those for another video. But learning to speak this lingo is vital if you're going to become a film analyst or you want to describe how you want a shot to look to your DP. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and subscribed if you haven't already. If you're looking for where to go next, I'd recommend checking out my video on how to read cinematography, which you can watch here. Or if you're interested in how specific...
Okay, we'll leave them right there. Yeah, really like that video. I went over a lot of information that we already went over ourselves, right? We already explored every single one of those shots. But listening to this guy say it in his smooth, super 007 British voice, I think packs it home just a little bit more what you're getting out of each individual shot, right? So, yeah, and that kind of ties it all together. Realistically, that's, let me pop back over here to my well thought out medium shot. I guess I'm more on like a medium close up, but in any case, that kind of ties in together the majority of what we have to learn about shots, There isn't much more information I can really give you on shots. That's really, the basis of what you need to know is you need to know the basic shots, and you need to know when they're being used, and or more so when they're being used appropriately, right? Oh, burp. So yeah, that's really the most of the information that we have. But I'm still going to continue streaming because we got a few videos to watch here and a couple other fun things that we can do to kind of help drive this information home a little bit, right? Like I said, that's as much of a comprehensive of an understanding of shots as you really need. Now it's more just taking those basics, burning it into your brain, and getting really good at being able to pick out these shots in a movie, right? And being able to diagnose for yourself if this shot really is the best shot for this scene, right? That's when you get into actually being able to critique a movie in a meaningful sense, right? You're not just learning these shots so you can say, oh, look, there's a long shot, there's a medium shot, there's a wide shot. You're learning these shots so you can pick them out in a movie and judge whether or not that was an appropriate choice in shots, right? That is the difference between one of the many differences between a good filmmaker and a bad filmmaker is a good filmmaker is going to give you the appropriate shots at the appropriate times to give you the appropriate information that you need to continue understanding what's happening in the story and emotionally connect with it. A bad filmmaker is going to fuck that up. He's going to give you the wrong shots in the wrong order, which do not reveal the correct information. You're going to end up missing out on information or getting confused about what is actually the movie is trying to say. And thus, it's going to be much more difficult for you to emotionally connect with it or understand the emotions that the movie is trying to create, trying to give you. So that's where this comes in handy, or where the real purpose of it is, as far as learning all these different shots, especially if you're not going to be a filmmaker yourself, right? Then it's almost like there's no real reason for you to know all these shots if you're going to make a movie. But if you're not going to make a movie, unless you're going to spend time critiquing movies, which we're going to be doing a lot of on this channel here in the future. So anyways, to kind of help us with that process of getting better at seeing these shots and seeing the importance in these shots, there's this really cool video that I found here by the Solomon Society. Here, let's go back to the YouTube screen. The Solomon Society here is going to give us we got a little video here. Not a huge channel, a bit smaller. We'll give them a like. Bam. Of the most beautiful shots in movie history. And as we go through this list, go ahead and think to yourself, what shot is it that they're showing? Is it a wide shot, extreme wide shot, medium close up, extreme close up? Is it a dolly shot? Is it a frame bait? What's the framing of it? Is it a single shot, a double, a triple, which again that's the framing based shots. What's the focus of the shot, all that information. Try to gather all that information that you can out of it. You don't have to dive into what's the metaphorical purpose, but just look at the shot and know what kind of shot it is, right? And that's kind of helpful. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this and see what they have to say. Oh, no subtitles. I don't think this movie has a lot to say in the way of actual words. I think it's just giving you a series of shots, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Let's see. So that first shot, that's obviously a zooming shot or a dolly shot. We're coming up, zooming in on the character, but that would be a long shot, right? We're getting the full body, but we're getting a picture of the background as well, right? So we're seeing her in context, right? This is from The Master. I don't know if any of you have seen that movie. Pretty good movie. I think this is what's his fucking name? The Joker. He has Joaquin Phoenix. That's it. Joaquin Phoenix here on the top of the ship. This would be I don't know. I guess this would probably be a full shot, right? Full shot because you're getting his full body. There's that crackle in the microphone. You're still getting a lot of the background, but the background, notice, is out of focus compared to him. He's the main focus of the shot, and then the ship beneath him isn't. So I would call that a full shot. So right here, got another full shot, not a medium because medium cuts off of the hip, not cowboy. This would be full shot, even if it does cut off his feet right there. He has no feet, but it's enough for us to see this person in the background as well as him in the context of the scene in the ship. This would be not over the shoulder, because over the shoulder, remember, this would be in focus if it was over the shoulder. This would be, we're cutting off just above. You could call that a medium or a medium close-up, right? Because it's kind of cutting off right below her chest, kind of right in the middle of a medium and medium close-up. She's still the main focus, even if it's just her back that we're looking at. The background, everybody else is out of focus. So she's still the main focus. Remember, too, from the focus-based shots, this would be shallow focus. She's in focus. Everything around her is out of focus. And then this would be, again, shallow focus. Everything else is out of focus. He's in focus. Cutting off of the chest, definitely a medium close-up. And a single, too, because it's one person. Obvious one, extreme, wide shot. So, again, shallow focus. You might even, again, this isn't over the shoulder. There's that crackle again. This isn't over the shoulder, because over the shoulder, he would be out of focus, they would be in focus. But this is right at his waist. So you might be able to call that below the waist, right? So that could be a cowboy shot maybe, but you'd probably call that a medium shot. And that would be a triple because there's 3 people in the shot. Yeah. That would be maybe an insert shot for the purpose of showing this object, or you could probably call that an extreme close-up. You're just, the extreme close-up is the subject, the object right here. If you call the guy in the background the subject, then I suppose this would just be an insert shot. I'm not entirely sure on that one, so if you have a better idea, let me know. Love that movie. One of my favorite movies. So you got a double here, 2 people, full shot, right? 2 people, their full bodies are in the shot. This is your classic full shot, giving it both characters' body language specifically. That's what we're focused on. So yeah, full shot double. Just a perfect day. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I believe. Yeah. And this would be, I don't know if there's a quadruple is a thing. You know, these 3 are more the focus. This guy's out of focus to a little extent. But we're actually getting, since Ferris is the subject, this is kind of an interesting shot. Right here, cuts off below the waist, so cowboy shot, just below the knees. So you might be kind of getting into, I guess that one article referred to this as a, what do they call this? Medium wide shot, right? And then over here is the full shot. Okay, so, well, not medium full. This was medium close up, medium full shot, I guess. And then you got a full shot. So you got 3 different people sitting in 3 different distances from the camera. But Ferris Bueller is the subject here. His name's literally in the title of the movie. He's sitting in a cowboy shot. So you could call this shot all around, though. You know, you could probably call that, I don't know, full body maybe, I guess. Wouldn't necessarily be a wide shot, I don't think. 2 people in the camera, full body. Pretty self-explanatory, double. Yeesh. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Good one. Remember, this scene freaked a lot of people out when you first see that movie. This scene always gets you. This would be, I don't really know, to be honest. I would imagine it's actually close-up on his knives, maybe? I don't know. You know what this shot It's the dirty shot. This is a dirty birdie shot. Yeah. Legs open. Yeah, we're going to call this the porno shot. We're just made a new shot. Look at us. I think you could call this a wide shot, right? Wide shot, full body. They're not exactly the main focus of the movie, of the shot, right? They're kind of out of focus compared to the backgrounds. I would call it a full shot, but I think you maybe call it a medium, or excuse me, I would call this a wide shot. You could call it a full shot though, I guess. There's your full shot, American Beauty. That was a really good movie back in the day. I saw a really weird conversation on Twitter or on Reddit, which is where you go to find weird conversations, right? What's new? People saying this movie did not deserve the Oscar, which I thought was absolutely astounding that people thought that. Such a good movie. But yeah, obvious full body shot. Again, full body shot. Interesting. So I would say going with full body shot again, full shot. What you kind of going for there? Yeah. I don't know if that would be considered an establishing shot though, but maybe, I don't know, but full body. There's kind of an interesting one. So this would be more like an over the shoulder shot, right? He's out of focus. What he's focusing on. You could even kind of see this as a POV shot a little bit, although technically I don't think he would be in the POV shot. You would consider this maybe an out of over the shoulder shot is what I would probably say. Extreme wide shot, or wide shot, excuse me. We're just above her knees, so say maybe a cowboy shot. Wide shot, right? Because they're not the main focus. Larger part of the focus is their surroundings, so wide shot. Right at the chest level, right? Your basic, what do they call that? Medium close-up. Extreme wide, again. I would say wide shot. These would also be, this one too. That one, this is Goodfellas. I know that anywhere. Also notice that these are soft focus shots. Everything is out of focus in these shots. See, there's the camera moving. Django right here is the name of this movie. Jamie Foxx here. The camera is moving with the horse. Remember, that's called a tracking shot. Tracking shot, and we would probably say wide shot, not full body shot. I guess it could be full body shot, but one or the other, but definitely a tracking shot. Full body shot. You know, you can maybe even say a wide shot because you're getting so much of the sand dunes in the background, which are in focus too, at least to some extent. Extreme wide. Extreme wide. Full body shot. Yeah. I think that's Big Fish too, by the way. Really good movie. Oh, I love this fucking movie. One of my favorites. My favorite Wes Anderson movie for sure. If you have two brothers, like I have two brothers, so this show's about three brothers, and it gets you every time. The dynamics between the brothers are so well thought of and so amazing that it just hits you right in the heartstrings. Full body, right? Full body tracking shot. And slow motion too. Just a perfect day. I would say wide shot. Full body, double. Notice, kind of cool, this has nothing to do with shot, but how she's in color, he's not. Kind of interesting. I forget, is this Pleasantville, I think is the name of that movie? Wide shot. Extreme wide. Another extreme wide. I would say wide shot. Interesting. That's kind of a crazy one to kind of categorize, right? Because the focus is clearly what's in his mirror. You could call it an extreme close-up on the mirror, but what's in the mirror is really the focus. And this aspect of what's in the mirror is a wide shot.
It's such fun.
Wide shot. Well, maybe full body. No, I'd say wide. The fire is the main focus of this. They're obviously focused too, but it's important. The context is that there's a fire behind them. So I'd say wide shot. Him on water. I don't know this movie, but I would assume that is a wide shot. I think they call that the aerial view too, right? Aerial shot maybe. Wide or, yeah, wide probably. That's a wide shot.
Just a perfect day.
We already seen this one, wide shot. That would be close up. Close up. I love that one. I just finished reading the book Fight Club, Marla Singer. Full body.
I thought I was someone else.
Interesting. Over the shoulder. We got his shoulder right there. He's out of focus. Focus is this guy. Over the shoulder shot. Wide shot. Ah, they got the tilt in there. I think they call that the Dutch angle. But probably full body shot, I suppose. Close up. Full body, wide, somewhere in between the two. Over the shoulder. That would be at the chest, medium, close up. Interesting. Medium close up, would that be? Medium shot, maybe? I'd say medium close up. Full body. And wide shot. Wide or full body, right? Double. Probably full. Probably full. Again, this is Kill Bill. Really good movie. Here's your animated movie, Cutie Pie, Finding Nemo. I'd say it's probably a wide shot, given the characters, how small they are. Extreme close-up on the gun. Wide. I don't know if that would constitute an extreme wide, but definitely wide. That's Clockwork Orange too, another really good movie. There's your zoom shot too. Zooming in from just below her hips, it kind of looked like. So we'll say zooming in from full shot to, or medium shot, excuse me, to medium close-up. Probably another wide shot, yeah. Full body. Full body. Yeah, interesting. Kind of over the shoulder, yeah. You know, medium close-up over the shoulder. That was Saving Private Ryan, by the way. Oh, look at that. What is that? My Best Friend Toro or something like that, right? Totoro. That would be full body. Oh, I love that movie. Miller's Crossing. Wide shot. Oh, Jurassic Park. I don't know if that would be a wide or extreme wide. I'd say it's probably wide, yeah. Because they're in the foreground. My Neighbor Totoro. Thank you, Cutie Pie. Wide shot. Another wide shot. I don't know if that would be... Yeah, again, I think wide because the background is important. Yeah, wide shot. I don't know what movie that was, to be honest with you. But every character is cut off just at the waist, so that's a medium. Full body or wide. I don't know with that last one, to be honest with you. Close up, maybe. Insert shot. Probably say wide there, right? Yeah, here. Medium. Think you're looking at another medium, so maybe full body. Full body. That last one, I don't know. This would be wide though. Wide, full body to wide. That's another zooming shot. Now it's gonna reverse through all of them because they thought that would be a cool effect. So yeah, so there's some of the most beautiful shots in cinematic history. Kind of going through and helping to categorize them. Again, just training the mind to see these specific shots and understand them. And it's a good way to practice too, because you can rest assured that these shots were amazingly done because of, well, they're the most beautiful shots in cinematic history. This is another article that says, gives us the same thing, 40 most brilliant shots in movie history. Got that shot from Mulan, that extreme wide. See Casablanca there again. Francis Ha, Reservoir Dogs, yeah. It was Ferris Bueller's Day Off, okay. Space Odyssey. See almost every single one of these shots. We didn't see this shot in there. Django Unchained, that shot wasn't in there. I don't remember if that shot was in the movie. Grand Budapest Hotel, that shot was in there. Star Wars, Thelma and Louise was in there. I don't think that one was in there, to be honest with you. But it's cutting him off at the waist, just about, right? So medium. Jarhead, I don't think I remember seeing this one in there, but it's cutting him off at the waist again, so maybe cowboy or medium. Princess Bride was in there. Darjeeling Limited. Duel wasn't in there, but you would say that's a far or wide shot, yeah. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark was in there. 7, yeah, wide, extreme wide. There's a good example of an extreme wide shot with 7. That was a hell of a movie. Nightmare Before Christmas. American Psycho, just below the waist to be a cowboy shot. Full body in Fight Club. There's that same Pulp Fiction. That would be a medium close-up. Romeo and Juliet. That was a crazy movie. Romeo plus Juliet. Young Leonardo DiCaprio, full body. North by Northwest, cowboy shot. The Truman Show. Yeah, this one wasn't in there. Yeah, you know, think full body or wide. Full body, kind of like a comment right in the middle of the two. City of God. I still have not watched this fucking movie. I bought it because everyone says it's so amazing. Still haven't watched it yet. But I'd say that's a wide shot because he's, you know, kind of blurred out in the foreground. The background is what's important here in the shot. Wide shot. Close up. Let's see, just below the knees, you could say maybe, I don't know if that'd be a wide or you'd call that a full body. Full body, wide, full body. We kind of went over that. These were all in here. There was that Kill Bill again. Full body. The Revenant, that is a pretty harrowing shot right there. Wide shot. Slow West. I just watched this movie a couple weeks ago. I fucking love this movie. This is a good shot here, though. Cuts off at the waist. So you would call that a, what are they, a medium close-up maybe? Extreme close-up. I think that's the first extreme close-up we've seen so far. Cuts off at the chest, medium close-up. Stand By Me, that was a really good movie. Yeah, would that be a full body or wide maybe? Another list of really, hit the mic. Another list of really good shots, and then same thing here. We got about the same. Here's a close-up of Black Swan, full body. Wow, a lot going on here, yeah. Not really sure. Full body, I guess. Oh, yeah. I remember that movie. I think that was, yeah, Un Chien Andalo. This was Salvador Dali. Yeah, I was going to say Salvador Dali. That would be a close-up of this woman about ready to get her eyeball sliced with a razor blade. Tree of Life. I don't remember that one, but that would be that Dolly, or the Dolly or Zoom. Full body, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Beautiful shot there. Full body. Yeah, maybe. Full body. Most perfect shots of all time was this one. there's so many of these lists, you can just keep going through them nonstop on the internet. And we're probably not going to do that. You kind of get the gist of it. It's really good exercise to do, though, for helping yourself to kind of learn these various shots and how to categorize them for yourself, how to pick them out. Cut off at the chest, medium close up, over the shoulder. Let's see, I think the cut off at the waist, you call that a medium shot, double, close up. Can't see a lot in that shot, to be honest with you. Extreme wide. Don't know if, I think that would be a wide shot. Close up. And yeah, so there you have it. There's a good way for you. And here's, I'm going to add this to the description of the video too. This is shotcafe.com. So shotcafe.com, you can literally just type in whatever movie you want here. Like, let's say Kill Bill. Okay, well, that really took the steam out of my wings there. Steam out of my engine, right? Kill Bill. Okay, let's type in Pulp Fiction. There we go. Oof, geesh. Okay, you can type in here and type in almost any movie, and it'll give you just a whole series of shots from the movie. And you can just go through, literally just pick a shot, close up, close up, close up, and just close up, another close up, medium close up, just below the waist, cowboy shot, full body. You can literally just run through this guy. Extreme close up over here. You can literally just run through all of these and just look at all the different shots throughout the entire movie. And another really good way to sit and kind of train yourself on recognizing different kinds of shots. So that's shotcafe.com. There was a couple websites that did that, but shotcafe.com seemed to be the easiest and quickest one to use, and it's free. So I'll link that in the description of the video. And as well as these are camera shot quizzes, right? So I'll link this one because this one is 14 questions. When you refresh the page, the 14 questions reset and it's 14 different questions at Quizlet.com. This is a really good place. If you're learning any kind of new skill set, hop on to Quizlet.com and you can get all different kinds of quizzes for that subject matter to kind of test yourself. And so I'll link this in the description. We will pop over here and do this quiz real quick. Can you identify these camera shots? What type of shot shows a subject down to his or her waist, showing head and shoulders, and is also known as a mid shot? That would be a medium shot. Boom, correct. Look at us. Okay, we're 1 for 1. The aerial shot has the effect of making the subject seem strange or relatively small, showing the actor's costumes, focusing on detail, creating pretty shapes on the screen. We didn't really go over aerials, but I'm going to go with probably the first one. Yeah, you know, creating pretty shapes doesn't seem like a very scientific answer. Number 3, the establishing shot, also known as a wide angle shot, because the filmmakers use a wide angle lens to fit as much scenery as possible into the shot. It also has the effect of showing the audience the characters against the setting. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I want to say true because it does have the effect of showing the characters against the setting. I don't know if it's also called a wide angle shot, though. We didn't see anything that said that, right? Did anything say establishing shot, also known as a wide angle shot, because the filmmakers use a wide angle lens? I don't remember reading that. Let's go. I'm going with false. Incorrect. No, I said true. I said true. My finger slipped. Okay, well, we're moving on to the next question. You guys saw what really happens. I said true. So, what is the name of this type of shot? Extreme close-up. Extreme close-up. Okay. Did it? I don't know what's going on here. It's not letting me move forward. Oh, I wonder if... Oh, shit. There's a server detected connection problem. Okay, let's try this. Well, we'll see if this bothers to load. It looks like I'm still streaming, though, so It's not any internet connection on my ends. I'm still live. No, I'm not connecting to the chat. I mean, I'm still live, but okay, it's connecting. Yeah, I don't know. Something fishy is going on there. Looks like I'm still live though. But anyways, while we're waiting for that to load back up, I will also link this video in the description from Studio Binder. We didn't get to it in this video, and we probably won't, but this is a really good video on camera shots as well. Kind of retreads the same information. They go through shot by shot, establishing shot, it just wide shot, full shot, cowboy, medium close up, and there you have it. It goes through all your basic shots again, but gives you just a little bit more context. And this channel, Studio Binder, is a really good channel for movie related information. So here we go. Oh, it restarted. Okay, so let's see, medium shot. There we go, medium shot. Next question. Look at that, making the subject seem small. Next question. And we all know I meant to put true there, right? Oh no, that's not you, Cutie Pie. That has nothing to do with you. I appreciate you, but definitely didn't happen because you moved downstairs. I promise you. Let's see. And let's see. This was an extreme close-up. Yeah. Correct. Bravo. This is an establishing shot. I would say that's true. No. Shit fucks. God, oh, balls. I said true at first. What is the effect of this low angle shot? It creates shadows under his eyebrows and makes him look sinister. Well, it kind of does that. Allows you to see up his nose. Well, it does that too. The viewer, yeah, well, I said true first, right? So I knew it was true. I was just fucking with you to see if you would say anything. And you didn't. So now we're one question down. So thanks for that. The viewer can have a better view of his acne. I'm going to say it makes him look sinister. Yeah. The purpose of an over-the-shoulder shot. No, you had it right. You got it right, cutie. Or point of view shot is to show the audience how the character views the situation so that they have empathy with the character. In this shot, the audience feels helplessness and compelled to do something to help the woman. I'm going to say true. All of the true and false have been true thus far, I want to point out. What is the effect of this close-up shot? Makes the audience notice his eye color, makes the audience wonder what the character is seeing or thinking, gives the film crew a chance to have a cup of tea, shows the makeup work of the makeup artist. I'm going to say number 2. Boom. Correct. A close-up shot will show a shot of a hand, eye, mouth, or object and foot in detail. A full screen shot of the subject's face showing the detail of their facial expression. A view of a figure's entire body in order to show action and or a group of characters. I think we can probably go with number 2, yeah. Subject's face showing detail of expressions. And the long shot is also a low-angled shot. I'm going to say false. Boom. Okay, finally, one of my falses was correct. Just take that one out of there because I pretty much knew it was true. But there you have it. Okay, that was kind of fun, except for getting it wrong. Getting it wrong is never fun. Oh, we got a little certificate of achievement to print out on the wall. Look at us. So, yeah, anyways, that was more for good fun. There is tons of these websites. Pro Professor Quizzes, I guess, is Pro Profs. Odd name for a website, but, you know, that is just one of the many websites alongside of Quizlet that's really good for doing any kind of like quizzes in your spare time on any kind of subject matter that you are currently studying or trying to get better at, right? So I suggest using them. I will link both of them in the description to the video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and run down to the description and you can kind of quiz yourself on shots if you're so inclined. If not, that's cool too. You don't have to learn nothing. You can stay stupid. It's fine with me. But anyways, that makes it up for our video, our deep dive into shots. At this point, if you stayed through the whole video, I appreciate you and thank you for doing so. Thank you, Cutie Pie and Bundy, for hopping into the screen or into the stream too. Always appreciate sitting and bullshitting with you guys, as well as our new follower here, I'm going to say F-Evo is your name. I'm going to call you F-Evo because that sounds good. Yeah, thanks for popping in the screen and sharing your Discord. I'll definitely be hitting you up at the end of the stream on Discord and adding you as a friend. So anyways, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you made it through the whole video, you're probably going to be pretty good to... You're just doing your studying, right? That's what you're doing? You're just studying. What kind of shot is that, cutie? Can you tell me? Believe they call this the muscle man shot. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you, cutie. I appreciate you. Silence of the Lambda. Okay, well, anyways, yeah, so thank you guys for hopping in for the stream. At this point, after all that, if you stayed for the whole stream, you should be a fucking master at shots now. Cutie Pie, you are now officially a certified expert on shots, right? You can put that on your resume when you go job hunting. I didn't say I was going to help you get a job, but you could do it if you wanted, right? So, anyways, this... You're so sweet. I appreciate you. That's good salesmanship right there is what that is. Gosh, need you to just do all my whole marketing is what I need. If I had the money, I'd hire you as my marketing manager. So yeah, you know, hopefully you guys had a good time watching the stream, sitting and learning a little bit about shots. I had a really good time sitting and talking about it with you guys. It's always fun to sit and bullshit about movies. I always like it. Fun to sit and bullshit with my friends too. Patani, my cutie pie, and Bundy. So thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video on YouTube, please give a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Helps other people find the video. If you feel so inclined, you can also come in and come hang out with me on Twitch. I stream every weekday at 7 p.m. If you like film specific streams, then that's every Friday at 7 p.m. at least for this next week. At some point I will be switching over to 11 a.m. but not anytime in the future. So come check me out over on my Twitch channel and you can sit and bullshit. I got this one hair that's like casting a shadow over my lip. My beard is getting unruly is what's happening. But anyways, yeah, you guys can come hit me up on Twitch, come hang out and bullshit a little bit, talk about this stuff with me. It's always a lot funner to have somebody to talk to. That was the whole point of live streaming. To everybody that did show up during the live stream, I really appreciate you. Thank you for your support. If you are interested, next Monday will be my next stream. I don't stream on the weekends. That'll be Mental Health Mondays. I'll be going over my top 10 self-help book list for Mental Health Mondays. So it'll be all my favorite self-help books, not in any particular order, and the reasons why I thought they were so awesome, what I learned from them, what you can learn from them if you get into these books, and then where you can find them. I'll have links for where you can find them all too. If you are interested in film-orientated stuff, my next filming stream will be next Friday, and we'll actually be diving back into story mode. We're going to get out of the film theory a little bit because we've hit it for 3 weekends in a row. So I'll be jumping into all about plot and plot structure. We'll be going over all of your basic plot structures, the unified plot, Freytag's Pyramid, Hero's Journey, 3-act structure, Save the Cat, Hollywood's 8 sequences, going over the whole lot of them and defining some terms related to plot. So when you get done with that stream, you're going to be an expert on plot and what it means. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that about does it for me. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. If you liked this, then check out some of my other film theory videos. And in the meantime, you just have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time. Peace.